Welcome to this week's episode of the Declutter 360 podcast. I'm Lauren Diekman, a certified home organizer and mindset coach who's created this space that is dedicated to helping you unlock your potential to live an organized life once and for all. Are you ready to get organized from all angles? Let's dive in. Hey, my friend, welcome to this week's episode. I have to tell you, everyone wants to know when I come into their house and I'm seeing their level of clutter, wherever it may be. Okay. Sometimes the clutter is out in the open. It's very obvious, very visible, very noticeable clutter. Sometimes the clutter is hidden. Right? Sometimes we have our clutter hidden behind closed doors. That's really common too. But everybody wants to know, Lauren, is this the worst you've ever seen? I cannot tell you the number of times I have been asked that when I've come into someone's home to help them with their clutter, okay? To help them get organized from all angles. And I think it's really natural for us as humans, right, to experience a whole continuum, a whole range of emotions when it comes to life in general, right? But especially when it comes to clutter. Some that come to mind: frustration, overwhelm, being stressed, but embarrassment is often an emotion that's at the forefront for so many individuals who are dealing with especially chronic clutter in their homes and in their lives. It's really common. And today I want to be able to talk about it a little bit because I think so often we just kind of beat around the bush and, have a tendency to try to ignore it and just try to continue to hide it because of our level of embarrassment. But I want you to know that overcoming that level of embarrassment to a certain extent is what's going to allow you to take the necessary steps to free yourself from that clutter, right? Because if you can't free yourself from enough of that embarrassment to even bring in help, if that's the way you choose to handle your clutter, if you decide that you want to bring in an organizer to help you tackle your clutter, you have to get over that embarrassment to an extent, right? And I've said it before, but it is so, so important to make sure that you are working with a professional organizer who is coming in judgment free. Right? Because that's how you know you are working with the right person for you. When you get someone who comes in that door and isn't going to judge you for your level of clutter, because we understand that there are seasons of life, there are circumstances, there are any number of reasons why your level of clutter is the way that it is. And guess what? It doesn't even matter. You don't have to have a reason that anyone else thinks is good enough to have that level of clutter. Okay, you don't have to have some kind of extreme circumstance going on in your life to justify the clutter. The clutter is what it is. The disorganization, it is what it is, my friend. And the sooner you can allow yourself to step back from that embarrassment and tackle it, maybe that includes bringing someone in to help you, the better off you're going to be. Okay? We have to get past the societal pressure to have a picture perfect home. It's okay for your home to be lived in. It's okay for you to have the things in your home that you love and use regularly. At the same time, I want you to embrace letting go of the things that aren't the most meaningful to you, that don't help serve your priorities, that aren't things that you use regularly and love. Okay? Because when you do that, that's what can allow you to free yourself from some of this embarrassment. Just knowing that everything that's in your home is something that you need, you use, you love, you want. Your clutter does not define you as a person. Okay? It's just part of this season of life that you're in. And the greatest thing about seasons of life, my friend, is that seasons of life change, just like the seasons throughout the year. And so you can choose to change that season of your life right now, right? You can see, right now we are kind of at the change of the seasons now. We're transitioning out of summer and into fall. You can see the leaves just starting to change where I live in the Midwest. And it, we have these crisp mornings starting, and it still gets nice and warm later. So we're still kind of holding on to these last little hopes of warmth from summer. Now, we could totally do without the 90-degree weather, but that still tends to crop up even in October. But we can see the next season on the horizon. And when you allow yourself to free yourself from the embarrassment that clutter can cause you, you will be able to see your next season ahead of you. Your season of living life organized from all angles, whatever that means for you. It's a personal journey. It is such a personal journey. It's so individualized, right? Because living organized from all angles is going to look different for each person, right? Communication is a huge part of this process that I do want to talk to you about. And as I mentioned, you want to look, if you're going to be working with a professional to help you, you got to look for someone who's non-judgmental. Okay. That's not what we're there to do. A professional organizer is there to help you, not to judge you. So what's really important is that you're sharing your concerns, even if embarrassment is the biggest one. Go ahead and share that with your organizer, because we've heard it. Okay. We've heard it. And it's good for us to know what you're feeling, how you're feeling about your space, about your clutter and your level of disorganization, because that's going to help us be able to, connect with you about, and share. I like to take those opportunities to share about times when I'm dealing with clutter in my own life. And I say when I'm dealing, not when I've dealt with clutter, because guess what, folks? Yes, even professional organizers deal with clutter on an ongoing basis. We have families, we have lives. Life gets crazy. The dining room becomes the catch-all for the umpteenth time. And the clutter is everywhere, and we've got to, find ways to wrangle it all over again. It happens to the best of us. You are not alone. So when you're open and upfront with your organizer that you're working with about your emotions and your feelings around your space, we're able to share that with you from our own perspective. Sometimes we'll share stories from other clients, because we want to help you understand that you are far from alone in experiencing not just this clutter and this level of clutter that you're dealing with, but also the emotions that are coming with it too. And so as a professional organizer, my job is to come in and help you see where to get started. Where's the best place to start? Starting with one area, a small task, we can work through things one step at a time together to help you build confidence and momentum in the decluttering process. And once you have that momentum, oh my goodness, friend, nothing can stop you. And the decluttering is just the first part of the process, right? In organization. You can go back. We have a really early episode here on the Declutter 360 podcast that talks more about kind of the steps of organizing. I want to say it's in the first 5 episodes even. So go back and check that out. If you have kind of joined the podcast later on, or you don't remember hearing that one, it was, several months ago. Go ahead and go back and listen to that one again, because that's going to help you to see where you're going to be going and where this path is going to be leading you down the road. Okay, but I want to leave you today just reiterating again for you that it's totally natural, totally normal to feel some level of embarrassment around your clutter. Okay, I know I have felt it. I know so many, if not all of my clients, so many of them have felt it. And you may be feeling it too. And that's okay. You're not alone. We're all in this together. So today, I want to challenge you as I leave you to think about if embarrassment is something that you're dealing with, embarrassment around your clutter, your disorganization. I want you to see if there's one small space that you can tackle in your home, in your life, that will help free you from some of that embarrassment. That's going to give you that lift, make you feel good, give you a little dopamine boost, right? When you can tackle something small. Give yourself permission to start small. All right. And then check the show notes. There's lots of ways to get in touch with me. I would love it so much if you would reach out to me and let me know what you tackled and how it made you feel. I am willing to bet it's going to leave you with some amazing feelings of empowerment. That is my hope and my wish for you today. Come on back next week. We'll chat more here on the Declutter 360 podcast. Thank you for tuning into the Declutter 360 podcast today. I am so grateful that you found me and that we can partner together to help you live life organized from all angles. Whether this was your first time listening or you've heard every episode, you'll want to join my email list so you don't miss a bit of the inspiration and motivation to help you stay the course in living organized. Check the show notes for the link to join, okay? And hey, if you found this episode to be particularly helpful or inspiring, I would be so honored for you to share it on socials so we can grow the impact of these messages together. Oh, thank you so much. All right, my friend, that's all for now. Tune in next week for more on the Declutter 360 podcast.